Department of Justice and Wisdom. They're all the way in the southern part of Vivek. Whoa, look at that. That's wild. And it illuminates the shit out of my office. I'm bathed in a nice glow. Oh. There we go. But yeah, that's pretty. It's almost like African, you know? That really like powerful orange sun kind of dipping below the horizon. Alright, so we gotta go all the way to the south. I'm gonna quick save because we like to crash to desktop on these jumps. Haha, we made it. I'm excited to stab something with this dagger too. I vote Ordinator. So what are we voting for?
Greetings. I am at your service. Welcome, citizen. How may I be of assistance?
Note to Amaya. There it is. Whether my ways poppin' boys might get hail. Oh, damn. Well, good luck with that. I'm most worried with like getting dents on my car and stuff from hail. It can also do some roof damage, but I'm not normally as worried about roof damage, but I just really don't want my car to get all dinged up. Where do you live, Mogo? Australia, eh? That's pretty cool. What part of Australia? Probably like the one of two parts that actually have people in it. Like the southeast or the south. Brisbane, hey. Yeah, you live in the future. I'm at 3:30 a.m. here. What's the future like, man? Is it cool? You got tomorrow night's lottery numbers for me? Okay, do we still have those 2 Divine Intervention scrolls? I do. I have 3 of them. Okay. So we need to go to the Ministry of Truth, which I think is that giant floating rock up there.
How may I help you, citizen?
Yeah, what's the future like? Hail! That's what the future is like.
It's never easy, is it? So good to see.
I think that's the Ministry of Truth. Alright. Guess that's not the way. We'll go up even further. Okay, damn. Everything's hella locked. Mira said you would come. I'll say you subdued me with magic and stole my key. It opens all 3 exterior doors. The upper back door is best. You'll need other keys for other doors inside. Search for keys in desks. No one carries keys while on duty. Mera is in the prison keep in the cell on the far right. Mera said you'd bring scrolls to get out. I did. Some of us are sympathetic to the distant priests, but kill an ordinator and you'll lose that sympathy. You've got rank in the temple. Maybe you can bluff your way through. Here's the key to the entrance. Now get going. I don't just have rank in the temple. I am the High Primate of the temple.
How wonderful. Welcome, Mother.
I run the temple. She said that there's keys in desks. Wow, this place is a frickin' maze too. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, we might just start blasting locks, to be honest.
What do you want?
Patriarch Jhakri, this is against procedures and you know it. Go ahead, the key is in the desk, but I have to report this immediately. I spoke to an officer in charge, and I believe he's going to let me proceed without interference. Yeah, because I'm the literal patriarch. I'm gonna refill my coffee, be right back. Yeah, go for it, man. I'm glad I don't have to fight all 50 of these.
A warm welcome to you.
Okay, I took the key. This prison's sort of fucked up, to be honest. Damn meddling priests. I wouldn't have touched her if she hadn't come onto me like a hot sow. Bastards. Get my hands on one, I'm gonna squeeze them like a pimple. The priests. No, not these guards, they're just doing their jobs. No, it's the damn priests I want to get my hands on.
Well, here's a fine one. Speak freely.
No, I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. I was framed. I wasn't nowhere near the place. And what would I be doing, working on them silly pilgrims? Ain't worth the sweat, the tight little pricks. You know, god grubbers, rubbing themselves where the saints have trod and all that. Got jack all, give it to the temple, the fools, dressed in bags and sacks. Jesus.
Yes, stranger?
I'm thinking it's a lot safer in here with the ordinators not mad at me than it would be with them ordinators out there mad at me. They're a rough bunch. Mad with me is not how I want to be dealing with them.
I see this land suits you.
Alright, she's in the far right
We
cell.
share the same company.
There she is.
How wonderful. Welcome, Outlander.
Do you have the Divine Intervention Scrolls? I'll need 1 Divine Intervention Scroll for myself for my escape plan. Getting out will be a lot faster and safer for you if you have one, but if you haven't got one for yourself, maybe you can find some other way out. Now listen, here's my plan. Give me the scroll. I'll meet you in the secret dissident priest monastery at Hol Amayan. For safety, we'll travel separately. When you get out of here, look for a woman named Blata Hateria on the east docks of Ebonheart. Tell her I sent you, and that you want to go fishing. She'll bring you to Holy Mayan by boat. I'll meet you there, and we'll get the lost prophecies from Gilvis Morello, the leader of the distant priests. And magic conceals the Holy Mayan entrance. Speak to Viverin Arian, a monk at the dock of Holy Mayan, about the hidden entrance. Okay. It's a secret monastery for the priests. The monastery is beneath the surface of a remote island, only with a single entrance hidden from view by hills and vegetation. The monastery is further protected by a magical shield, which opens only at dawn and dusk, the magical twilight hours sacred to Azura. Alright, cool. Alright, you gonna disappear? I have the scroll. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna bust out of here then. I can probably Divine Intervention, right? And that'll bring me right to Ebonheart? It did. Alright, let's go to the docks. She said it was the East Docks,
What say
and we
you?
have to say we're gone fishing, like Brokeback Mountain.
What was that?
I feel I can.
There she is, Blada Hateria.
Stay out of trouble and you'll have none from me.
Go fishing. I know a fine place. Excellent fishing, my friend. Milo says it's her favorite fishing spot. Ready to go? Sure am. Okay, this is the monk of Holy Mayan Monastery. The monastery is here on this island. Take the stone pathway north from the docks and the path uphill. The entrance is hidden by a magical shield. Wait or rest at the head of the path, and the portal will open at dusk and dawn only, the magical twilight hours sacred to Azura. You can find her in the laboratory. Okay. Library, sorry. Is it dawn or dusk? It's 6 a.m., so, like, now's the time. I gotta rush. So Azura is crepuscular, huh? Yeah, we're in. Hey, got lucky. Got lucky with the timing. Hello, sir.
May you find all that you seek, traveler.
There she is. Alright, we found it.
May you
Any
find
cool
all
books here
that
that we
you
don't
seek,
have?
traveler.
Probably. Oh, we got some 36 lessons of Vivek. We got 31 here. We already have it. There's 33. We definitely don't have that one. Did that give us our last light armor point? It didn't. It was medium armor. Oh, I was gonna say, holy crap. Okay. Well, let's talk to these guys. Where are we off to now? Mogadon,
don't know
we have
where to
come to
begin.
the
It is
Holy
such an honor to
Mayan
meet you.
Monastery, which is hidden here in the Azura's Coast region. It's the home base of the dissident priests. They're the priests that believe that the Tribunal, which is Vivek, Almalexia, and Sothasil, the three gods of the Tribunal, have derived their power from the same power that feeds Dagoth-Ur, and the dissident priests are right in that theory. So they think that the Tribunal isn't holy at all, and that they're a bunch of traitorous, lying bastards. And so they have to hide out at this secret monastery here. And we're here to get what's called the Lost Prophecies of the Nerevarine, because that directly relates to us, the reborn Nerevar. And that's what we're doing here. We just had to break Mara Milo out of jail. We gave her a divine intervention scroll. Thank you, Jhakri, for rescuing me. Now I'll stay here at the monastery with Master Borello. Caius has gone back to the Imperial City. He says he's been recalled. I wonder. I never know what he's thinking. I think he's involved in something secret, something dangerous. I was hoping he might help us. Now he's gone. I don't know what to think. I agree with you, lady. I felt better when he was here on our side. Alright, let's talk to this guy and get the Lost Prophecies. I am Master Gilvis Borello. I can actually move this a little bit so that you guys can see everything. The Abbot of Holy Mayan Monastery, thank you for helping me. And Milo. She says you are interested in the Lost Prophecies. I am. I have reviewed the Apocrypha, and I have found 2 passages of particular interest. We've made copies of these passages to give you. Many are familiar with the 2 Nerevarine prophecies current among the Ashlanders, called the Stranger and the 7 Visions. We have 2 other prophecies, the Lost Prophecy and the 7 Curses, that may offer additional insights into the riddles surrounding the coming of the Incarnate. Perhaps these are the Lost Prophecies that your friend Nabani Mesa told you about. We have also prepared a document for you called Cagranok's Tools. Yeah, buddy. Keening and Sunder. This document will explain to you, and to others, the terrible secret that the Temple conceals about the true history of the Tribunal, and the corrupt nature of their divine power. It is to conceal this secret that the Temple persecutes the Nerevarine and the dissident priests. This persecution must stop. We must be united against the true enemy, Dagath-ur, and if you are the Nerevarine, you must lead us against him. Yep. You are right. The Lost Prophecy. From the 7th sign of 11th generation, neither hound nor gwar nor seed nor harrow, but dragonborn and far star marked, outlander incarnate beneath Red Mountain, blessed guest counters 7 curses, star blessed hand wields thrice cursed blade, to reap the harvest of the unmourned house. I've annotated your copy of the Lost Prophecy with our best efforts at interpretation, but a rough summary might be: an outlander, foreign-born but welcomed as a guest, confronts 7 curses beneath Red Mountain. His hand, blessed by Azura, uses a cursed blade to bring justice to House Dagath, or House Dwemer, or both. The Nerevarine, an outlander? That wouldn't please many Ashlanders, and many explain how the prophecy got lost. Darjol is fucking back! We did absolutely nothing without you. We waited with bated breath for your much-anticipated arrival. Thank you, Darjol, for joining us again. In actuality, we did like 3 quests. So I think we need to get Keening and Sunder. And when they're talking about the 7 curses beneath Red Mountain, they probably mean a bunch of Ash vampires, right? A bunch of Dagath people, a bunch of 6th house bases. I have to presume that's what that means. The 7 curses are as follows. Through the doors of the unmourned house, where scoffers scoff and schemers scheme, from the halls of the oath-breaking house, write 7 curses of gods blasphemed. First curse, curse of fire, curse of ash, curse of flesh, curse of ghosts, curse of seed, curse of despair, and curse of dreams. I presume so. I don't see why not. I guess it depends on what everybody wants to do. My goal for the Let's Play was to hit 100 reputation, which in my opinion is kind of 100% completion of the game, because you need to do such an absolutely insane amount of things to get 100 rep in Morrowind. But I might have to do Solstheim in order to pass 100 rep. I don't know if I can get it in the base game. And why not then do Tribunal? And honestly, I've never done Tribunal. Ever. I've never done it. I did the Blood Moon expansion back in like 2003 when it released. I don't really remember it, but I remember doing it. But I never got the Tribunal expansion with Clockwork City and all of that. So if I were to do it, that would be blind. That would be a blind playthrough. Never seen it. And I think it would be kind of cool to do, to see what happens with Sotha Sil in the Clockwork City. Okay, so now I think we have to head back to Mesa. I need to go back to Nabani Mesa. Yeah. Wow, we're at day 617, guys, and we're at journal page 210. We're really ripping through the game. This one has only heard of Baron Zaya's stories. Yeah, I mean, we can go to Solstheim for sure. It's here. It's loaded. We have Blood Moon. We have the expansion. We can sail right up here and just fuck shit up. And we might as well, right? We're immensely powerful. We're level 58 now. We have over 600 health. We have all the coolest armor and weapons in the game. We might as well go up to Solstheim and just absolutely shit on everything that's there. I don't see why not. Unfortunately, my handy-dandy Morrowind Prophecies Prima Strategy Guide does not include the expansions, because they weren't out yet when this was released. Oh, Baron's Eyes is in Mournhold. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can do Tribunal, I suppose. I think it's part of this Morrowind. I think this is the Game of the Year Morrowind. So I don't see why we couldn't do it. It's probably, to be honest, one of the quests we have in our quest log. If we go to Bookmark and we go to Quests, these are all of our kind of different active quests, and one of these is probably for Mournhold. This one, an island to the north. This one is the Solstheim quest, like the cookie cutter quest for that, or the breadcrumb quest, that's what it's called. But I don't know which of these would be the quest for Clockwork City. Could it be this? An attempt on my life was made as I tried to rest. Is it the Dark Brotherhood? Members of the Dark Brotherhood that I have been targeted for assassination. He suggests I speak with Apelles Matius and Evanhur. This is probably the Tribunal quest, if I had to guess. Yes. Yes. And I think I have a mod installed where they stop attacking me every time I try to rest, because that was getting tiresome. Or maybe I just leveled out of the range. But I was just constantly getting attacked by assassins. And the nice part was their gear was worth quite a lot of money. They had ebony darts that were worth 2,000 gold each. So I was actually making quite a lot of gold by killing them. Yeah. It was right at the beginning of this Let's Play. I kept getting attacked by the Dark Brotherhood. And they had, like, paralyzing daggers and stuff. They were actually kind of nasty. Way before this character was as powerful as I am now. Those guys were kind of fucking my day up. I haven't had one in a long time, though. But yeah, this is the breadcrumb quest for Tribunal. And then we also have the breadcrumb quest for Solstheim. So I don't see why we wouldn't do them. But our reputation is getting there, right? We're at 74 now. About 74% of the way through the game. And I don't know how much reputation the main quest is going to give me. At this point we have to come up back to the Urshalaku camp, which is a bit of a hike. So let's go ahead and get that started. We will recall back to Balmora. And we can head probably
Good to see
to
you. Do you need
Alderun.
my services?
And then we can take a Silt Strider up to Cool.
To what do I owe this pleasure?
Half the fun of Morrowind is learning to navigate the world. I think that's one of the things that Skyrim really dropped the ball on, honestly. Fast travel. I think fast travel is a problem. Like, this type of fast travel isn't the end of the world, but being able to just click on any on anything on the map and just automatically teleport there, I think it makes the world much smaller and less mysterious. I think that was definitely a mistake Skyrim made. There were some quality of life elements that they added to the game that frankly I just don't think they should have added, and that's one of them. And if we end up doing a Skyrim Let's Play after this, and we may, depending on other games that are releasing, I think I will make as a personal challenge not to use fast travel. The only fast travel I would use is the carts, the wagons that go between the major cities. I don't think I'd use any other fast travel. I think it makes the game much more interesting if you don't. Oh, damn. Some horses were riding Goros would be nice, though. I love the horses of this graphics era. Yeah. Yeah, maybe some degree of something I could ride on would be nice. I don't necessarily disagree with that. Well, I just one-shot that Nyx Hound with our new dagger, so it looks pretty powerful. Let's see if we can kill these guys with it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to use our axe anyway, just because we need the axe skill. It's 85 right now, which is pretty good. If we can get all of our major skills to 100, that would be lovely, right? And light armor and destruction are almost there. Like, we're real close. So axe is the only thing that we're really a little bit behind on in that regard. So I don't think we're going to be able to use the dagger over much. But I did want to try it for a little while. Maybe there's something in this Daedric Shrine we can dagger real quick. So it looks like the shock damage is instant on this, it's not over time. So why don't we add a little bit of overtime shock damage? Electrocute. We can do both. Oh yeah. This is a very strong... It's a very strong weapon. I see why you guys were fanning over it. The charge is relatively low, 110, whereas my Crescent Moon has 400 for a charge, so I think we probably will end up running out of charge on this. But that 20 to 40 is nasty. So really with a thrust, we're looking at 33 damage to 70 damage. And that's really high. I mean, that's much higher than the Crescent Moon. The Crescent Moon is 30 to 67. So this is 33 to 70. It's slightly higher. I can't see why you guys were fanging for it. And considering it's much faster than the Crescent Axe is, this is a hell of a weapon. For a fast little short blade, yeah, this thing fucks. One of my least favorite things to fight in the game. So, I can't seem to shock this guy. Yeah, he's resisting all the shock from my... There we go, we got that on him though. I remember the very first hunger that I saw in like 2002. Horrified me. It's like the scariest. For sure, the scariest thing in Morrowind. You're in some dark cavern and you hear some like deep gurgly breathing and you whip your camera around and it's a fucking hunger. Like the faces on these things alone, but the whole bodies and everything. Terrifying. It is the strongest dagger before you can enchant a Daedric dagger with better stuff yourself. And the Daedric dagger would probably be much heavier. How much does this thing weigh? 5 pounds. Well, we just cleared the whole Daedric Shrine with it. No problem. Except for the hunger that wanted to resist literally everything. Go ahead and put that on her. We can put an electrocute on her. There we go. And then we can stab her in the face. Oh yeah, it's just a good chunk of damage right there. And that does the extra damage we need for the dots to kill her. Storm Atronachs are a problem for us though, because we do so much lightning damage. We should probably take care of it. I don't want to drag it to camp. Maybe it's not interested. I'm telling you though, that Skull Crusher is probably the best weapon I've found so far in the run. And I'd be using it if I didn't have to raise my axe skill. Okay, let's go to the Wise Woman. Let's quick save here, just in case we fuck something up with this. You have the lost prophecies. You will tell me these things over and over until I have them by heart, and then you will tell me what the priests said, what they see in these words, and then you must leave me. Hunt, sleep, train, feed, masturbate, learn the land. I must bring these things into me, and place them before my ancestors, and listen to them, and to the skies and stars of my dreams. And then, when the moons have come and gone, return, and I will give you my judgment. Wonder how long I have to go for. I'll come back to her when the moons have come and gone. Well, what the fuck does that mean, bro?
What do you want of me?
Like a month? Because the lunar cycle is 28 days. Do they want me to be gone for 28 days? That's what she said. I was just reading what she said.
What do you want of me, Outlander?
We're gonna sleep for 24 hours. Like we're a depressed 23-year-old working at Wendy's, living in his mother's basement, masturbating to hentai, 300 pounds overweight. Probably a mod of a Reddit. That's what we're gonna do. Gonna sleep all day. I'm ready to give you my judgment. Boom! It only took the 1 day. I was hoping it wouldn't. There's an Azuri body pillow mod. Yeah, perfect. You know what I'm talking about. That guy. I should Google that. Is that a thing, you think? You think there's such a thing as an Azura body pillow? Well, I found the mod. Fortunately, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like I can buy an Azura body pillow. There's a lot of body pillows for sale. All the Azura I can find is like from Fire Emblem, not from Morrowind. So fortunately, I don't think this is a thing. But there definitely is a body pillow, Azura body pillow mod that exists. Christ. Alright, give me your judgment. Let it wash over me like a tide. The ancestors and stars have given me clear signs. The lost prophecies leave no doubt. The incarnate shall be an outlander. You, blessed by Azura, must lift the 7 curses of Dagath-Ur. I'm so ready. Prophecy has shown the 7 steps of the Nereverine's path, and have been chosen as your guide for each step on that path. I've read the signs, and I will show you the way. It is time for you to walk the path of the 7 visions, past the 7 trials. Okay. You are born on a certain day to uncertain parents. That's true. That's true. So you have passed the first trial. My dreams show me that you also fulfill the second trial, that neither blight nor age can harm him. The curse of flesh before him flies. What's with all this hymn stuff? Why are you gendering me? I have read the signs, but I cannot understand. Can you explain this to me? I will tell her how I got corpus disease and was cured. That you have overcome the curse of flesh is strange enough, but that it should protect you from blight and age is past belief. Yet the signs of my dreams are clear. You have passed the second trial, so I'm immortal too. Wow. But the third trial is unfulfilled. The mystery of the third trial is not my secret to share. Go to Sul Matul, the guardian of our cult, and he shall tell you of the third trial. And when you have fulfilled the third trial, return to me for guidance on your next step on the path of the Nereverine. Alright guys, it's third trial time. I'm so ready. I know I've said it before, but this story definitely doesn't slouch. Much more interesting than some of the later games. Dude, it's not even close. It's honestly not even close. Morrowind has the best world building, the best atmosphere, it has by far the best storyline. It's the most nuanced. I think, especially for its time, in 2002, nobody made a game like this. This was fucking incredible. It was so far ahead of its time, it was insane. Oblivion, I think, was really underwhelming. And I know there's a lot of Oblivion fanboys that don't want to hear me say that, but it was not an awesome game. I think the expansions for Oblivion, like the Knights of the Nine and the Shivering Isles, I think they were fantastic. The DLCs for Oblivion were 10 out of 10. But the base game, man, it was janky, it was weird colors, weird faces, weird animations. The storyline I did not find particularly compelling. Patrick Stewart was not enough to carry it. I don't know, I don't think it holds a candle to the atmosphere of Morrowind. Skyrim, to be fair, has a very intriguing storyline. I think there's a lot of realpolitik involved in the Aldmeri Dominion versus the Stormcloak Rebellion and the Empire trying to hold everything together. I think you could have a pretty interesting argument about Skyrim's story, particularly the geopolitical aspects of it being fairly nuanced and dynamic. But the actual story of a dragon just trying to end the world is a little trite, I suppose. I hated that they removed all unique lore from Cyrodiil. Seriously, like, Cyrodiil was very shallow. And I really can't state this enough, and it is hard to define what I mean by atmosphere, but, like, Morrowind's atmosphere was incredible. Like, just listen to... You can hear the clinking of these bamboo charms in this yurt, this hut in the middle of the Ashlander wastes, and it's a very kind of nomadic, sort of almost Native American vibe to this. Like, everything is just so atmospheric. And these guys are living in the corpse of one of those giant, like, Ashlander worms. We got a Daedric shrine over here. It's just, we got dwarven ruins over here. We got a Netch flying through. The atmosphere is just so rich. It's thick. It's dripping. You can look at almost any part of Morrowind and instantly know what game it is. Yeah, sure. Project Tamriel, I don't know. Like, I think Skywind and Sky Oblivion are probably two bigger, better projects,
There's
but
someone
maybe
watching
Project
me.
Tamriel will
I can
scratch
tell.
that itch. Absolutely. But the music, the artwork, the character designs, everything about Morrowind is very rich. And honestly, I don't think Daggerfall gets the credit that it deserves either, to be honest. I think it was just before a lot of people's time. I remember playing Daggerfall. The strategy guide, actually, for Daggerfall, like this Morrowind one, was one of the first video game strategy guides ever published. That's how far ahead of the times Bethesda was. No one had made a video game up until that point that was big enough and complex enough that it required a literal printed strategy guide. And the internet didn't really exist anymore, or at that point, at least not broadly, right? Everybody had 56k dial-up internet, and forums were little chat boxes. So they printed a strategy guide for Daggerfall. It was the first video game strategy guide of all time. And Daggerfall is like 2,000 square miles in-game. If you wanted to run from the edge of the Daggerfall map to the other edge, it would take like 65 days of real-life time. If I set auto run on today, it would be Christmas before my character hit the other side of it. Like that's and this is what, like 1998? That doesn't exist. We were still blowing into cartridges for our Super Nintendo at that point, and they made a game that was so big it would take 65 real-life days to cross the map. It had procedurally generated dungeons in 1998? Like, what? And three-dimensional games weren't a thing at that point. It was very hard to do 3D. Everything was sort of a 2D kind of mesh. So what they did is they used sprites to give the illusion of three-dimensional boxes, shapes, and characters. They were actually all 2D sprites, but they did the two-dimensional sprites in such a way that these assets looked three-dimensional. Daggerfall was a century ahead of its time. What an incredible game. I get that you wouldn't like procedurally generated content. With the scope of the game at that time, you have to put yourself in 1998. That was the best way to accomplish what they were trying to do. I've tried to go back and do Daggerfall, and I think it's very difficult to play now with a modern mindset, but at the time it was insane. I was playing like Diablo 1 at that point, you know, and Daggerfall was just such a triumph. And then for Morrowind to come out and be this huge three-dimensional adventure, oh my god. Incredible. I remember booting up Morrowind for the first time in like 2002, and I'm standing in Saint Denis, and I see the water lapping against the shore, and there's a lighthouse flickering flame, and there's all these people moving around that I can talk to, and you have this robust inventory system. I was blown away. Blown away. And maybe one of the reasons I still like Morrowind so much to this day is just that nostalgia. I don't know. But yeah, no, Oblivion did not... If you look at what Daggerfall accomplished at the time, it was revolutionary. It absolutely blew everyone away. Nothing existed like it. And then when you looked at Morrowind, it was also revolutionary. Nothing existed like Morrowind. The other big RPG at the time was Ocarina of Time, Zelda. And don't get me wrong, Zelda is a great game. That's a classic too. But I don't think you can compare these two in terms of geopolitical intrigue, in terms of races, in terms of storyline, in terms of depth of the world building or the RPG elements. Ocarina of Time and Morrowind are completely different sports, not even in the same ballpark, you know? So everybody had very high expectations for Oblivion. And when it came out, what was it? Mediocre. Oblivion made some really big leaps in combat and physics and graphics, for sure. All three of those are 100% true. But they lost a lot of what I think made Daggerfall and Morrowind incredible, which was an extraordinarily ambitious world building and storytelling and atmosphere. And then Skyrim did the same damn thing. Skyrim had very obvious advancements in combat and graphics and physics. But I think it lost a lot along the way, also. So we'll see. But I think Daggerfall and Morrowind don't get enough credit. Honestly. I might sound like an old guy with that argument, but that's what I believe. Ocarina was definitely the gateway drug to Morrowind. Yeah, well, Ocarina was an incredible game. I remember playing it. I was a relatively young man. I had my N64, and I got stuck in the water temple just like everybody else. But these are two very different games, Ocarina and Morrowind. I don't think they're really comparable, other than the fact that they're RPGs that changed the way RPGs were made, and they were released at about the same time. Other than that, though, they don't have a whole lot of similarities. Alrighty, so we need to go to Sul Matul. Love that name. The third trial. You have entered the path of the Nerevarine. This is a hard thing to believe, but Nabani Mesa has spoken to me at length of this, and I have had time to consider. Therefore, I shall keep my own counsel, and set before you my own test. I do not dispute with the wise woman, but their ways are not the ways of the warrior. Many before have tried the path of the Nerevarine, but all have failed the warrior's test. You must have strength, courage, and cunning. These things I would test. Nearby lies Kogarun, the ancient halls of the Forgotten House, House Dagoth. In recent time, creatures of the Blight have come to dwell there. I myself went there with some brave hunters and came back again, but it was a bad place, and I am not ashamed to say I was afraid, for myself and my men. If you would have me the secret of the third trial, the caverns dark where Azura's eye sees, you will first bring me 3 tokens from the dark Kogarun. The first token is Corpus Weepings from a corpus beast, to show that you are proof against the disease's corruption. The second token is a cup with the mark of House Dagoth, for I have myself seen such cups there, and will know you have seen with your eyes what I have seen with mine. The third token is the Shadow Shield, which lies in the tomb of Dagoth Morin, in the lava tunnels deep beneath ruined Kogarun. Bring these things to me, and then I will tell you the secret of the third test. So this dude wants me to clear out an entire 6th house base and kill Dagoth Morin. Wow. Used to play Majora's Mask with my brother. I still remember being blown away by the day-night cycle in Ocarina and the fact that you could fish. Yeah, I mean, if you were young enough, the nights in Ocarina of Time were kind of scary, right? Like the music would change and skeletons would all dig up out of the ground and chase you around. You're throwing your boomerang at them, you know? I remember trying to get a Pona, right? Or whatever that red horse was. And you had to do, like, the laps around the farm at a very certain amount of time. And with the technology available, it was like extraordinarily hard. And I remember spending hours trying to win that race so that I could unlock that cool red horse. I think it was Epona. And then you got Epona's song for the ocarina and you could ride her around. But I remember that being very, very difficult. I also remember grinding out all of the spiders. There's those secret golden spiders that would just kind of twist on the walls, and they were hidden, but you could hear them if you were close enough. And I think there were like 100 of them in the game. Oh, you think so? I think the strongest souls are golden saints in a grand soul gem. But maybe I can soul trap some of these guys. I can try. I always carry the 6 or 7 grand soul gems on me. Alright, so let's go to Kogarun. Skullrantulas? Skulltantulas? Something like that? Yeah. I remember Ocarina of Time very well. I have a Switch in the living room. That's what my girlfriend games on. She's like an exclusively Switch player now. And I could go back and play Ocarina if I wanted to. I don't know though, I have so many other things to play. Alright, Kogarun is down here, right? Down here. Alright, so it's southeast. I don't think we need anything before we go. Skulltulas? Skulltulas. Maybe Skulltulas. That sounds right. We'll go with that. We'll go with Skulltulas. I remember trying to get all 100s of those. It's a distant memory. I mean, that was a very long time ago, but I do remember that. I remember doing a little bit of the fishing. I remember trying to get as many hearts as I could. I remember the big Goran, and you could get that big Goran sword that could break like the rocks and stuff. I remember all that shit. It was, I mean, we're talking 20-something years ago probably, but I somewhat remember it. I remember having little pixies, little fairies in bottles. And the Song of the Storms. Do 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 do. Oh, you want some? You want some? And I remember there was that little elven slut in the forest who wanted me. Like, real fucking bad. She was so fucking thirsty. I forget her name. But she was the little one in that, like, maze of a forest. I think she teaches you a song. And she was just like, Link! Dick me down! And I'm like, no, dude, I gotta save the whole fucking world. And she's like, but please! And I'm like, no. I forget her name. There was this little elven slut in the forest who, like, she wanted it. And I think she taught you a song. And whenever I heard that song, I think of that little elven slut in the forest. I remember. Was it Sari's song? Was that her name? Was she the one in the forest that was down bad for Link? Sounds right. There it is. Kogarun. I don't know, do we go through the roof, I suppose? It's probably the safest way to go in, right? Do we Mission Impossible this? Hall of the Watchful Touch. Okay. I think these guys might have to rebrand. Alright, let's go ahead and Mephala skill. We're gonna be sneaky in here, guys. Because this place terrifies me. And you know what? Fuck it. If we're gonna go sneaky and assassinate these guys, let's use the dagger. Daggett Baylor. I didn't know there'd be a Daggett first thing. Holy shit, right when I come in. 6th house amulet. There it is. I guess we can take it. It only weighs a pound, it's worth 2,000 gold. And an ebony spear? Cool. Cool. Pretty good weapon, to be honest, just laying here. Although you do have to kill a Daggett to get it. Link is the ladies' man. Saria, that farm girl. Princess Ruto. Oh, she was the fish woman who was also down bad. Link has ultimate Riz. He is the Riz master. He is the master of the Riz. Even in, like, the newest ones. Breath of the Wild and Twilight, whatever it's called. Or, I don't remember the name of the newest one. Still, he's just a thirst trap, dude. And he's getting more, gender ambiguous as time goes on. He's definitely a little twink boy now. Wow, this thing kinda fucks. With Mephala's skill giving us an extra 10 points of damage. I'd love to see a remaster of the games, to be honest. Oh, look at that, it's like a weird door in the walls. If they could like remaster Ocarina and Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, or like just make them all up to modern standards, that would be fun, right? There's no reason, I guess there's no real big incentive for Nintendo to do it, but I would dig it. One of the villagers in that game looked just like my geography teacher. Random. Okay. I don't know if that's an insult. I feel like it almost is. Hall of Maki. Wow, that's creepy, man. This place is creepy. Getting them with the one-shots, though. Can we destroy this? We can't. Hound meat. Expensive shirt. They like stacking furniture. It was a pregnant blonde lady. Shit. No, there's a dead adventurer. I bet he has something good on him. Oh, he was a vampire. No shit. This dead hero was a vampire. He had a health potion. Why didn't you use your health potion, bro? Crab meat, silver spear. He had quite a few potions too. Oh no. It's also Darjol. As part of his fever dream. Look at the little feetsies. They got the little toe beans on them. That's cool. Had an ash statue. No weapons. No weapons. This Khajiit came in here unarmed. Just claws. No potions, no consumables, no lockpicks. That Khajiit was just raw dogging it. He's just like, I'm gonna stealth in there, steal some shit, and stealth out. And it didn't work out. Bold though. I admire the moxie, because that's what it takes to come into a place like this without anything. This one thought the statue was a vial of skooma. Yeah, he was tripping hard when he decided to come in here with no weapons. I don't know, this whole layout just looks very Morrowind to me. Doesn't this look very like mid-90s dungeon crawler? Just this whole vibe? I don't know. It reminds me of like the old Baldur's Gate games and the old dungeon crawlers. The Vault of Erode. Well, that one was not a master of hand-to-hand. That one was a master of ass-to-mouth. Unlocked. Have I been here? That's concerning. Unlocked is concerning to me. I mean, there's enemies. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. What the fuck? Is it like a sewer? Yeah. Alright. This looks like the sewers underneath Vivek. Damn. They pretty much die in one hit, even if I don't crit them. Oh, I need Corpus Weepings, right? Is that one of the 3 things I need? Is he praying? Yeah, it looks like he's praying. Interesting. Zoink. Oat spore. Anything in any of these? Oh, the jackpot! Darjol! If you had just brought some health potions and maybe a weapon, you could have gotten this far. But you didn't. Oh, more. Oh no! Darjol! Have you ever seen that meme of the guy who's like digging underground and like he stops right before he gets to the treasure? That was you. What the fuck? Seriously, like where are we going? Alright, we're gonna go for a swim, I guess. Oh, that's an Ascended Sleeper. Okay. Random. Gonna randomly just give you the hardest enemy in the game. Is my electrocute target? Nope, it's touch. Alright, we gotta go then. We're gonna kill it though. For sure. We can poison flask it. Alright, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna save. We're gonna sneak up on it with Mafala's skill. Get the crit. Hopefully for half its health, if not more. Boom. Poison flask. Run. Oh! I need to get like some of those stream assets where I can put up like the GTA wasted on the screen or something. I'm not fancy enough for all of that. If I had tits, I could just pay somebody to do all that for me. Okay, here we go. Charma's Breath. I can't believe that on this difficulty level we're playing on, that I'm able to essentially just 2-tap Ascended Sleepers. Pretty strong. Okay, we got some doors, we got some options. But he said something about the lava, right? The shield is at the lava. I also didn't pick one of those cups up. I need one of those cups. Red Mountain. There's nobody here. I wonder if I cleared this place. Because there was an unlocked door. Oh boy, okay. Damn. Oh shit. Another Ascended Sleeper. We'll do the same thing as last time. We'll get the crit, poison flask, run. Oh, that was huge. That one hit him really hard. Oh, bless me. That guy saw him die, but didn't see me. Maybe this is the Daggeth? Okay, we're going to try Arian's Helper. Jesus Christ. Ho 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 ho! He's dead. Daggeth Elim. Swift swim, huh? Hmm. Shadow shield. So we need a cup, huh? Oh, Daedric gauntlets. We were just talking about how we were missing gauntlets and pauldrons from our Daedric shrine. Well, there it is. Master's lockpick, frost salts. Okay, so we need the cup, right? I think that's all we're missing. We might have one back at the house, but I was hoping there'd be one in here we could just yoink, right? I'm actually sort of disappointed that I don't see a cup anywhere. Oh, I reflected one of those at him. Let's look around just a little bit more. See if we can maybe find a cup, although I don't think so. Shit. Corpus weepings from a corpus beast. A cup with the mark of House Daggett and the shadow shield. There's no cups. There's an ass statue. Is that good enough? Well, shit. We might have to find a cup somewhere. We might have to go to another 6th house base. And find a cup. Or go to our player house and use our own, which would suck. Alright, let's go ahead and recall out. And maybe we can take our own cup. Fire salts probably make some of the best chili. In fact, are you even making chili if you're not using fire salts?
I don't...
I think I have some fire petals, too. Okay. We have something else to add to our collection. That didn't work. This Blackhand's dagger is also super nasty too. The absorb health is super nasty, and the damage, 9 to 20, is pretty strong. It's not quite 13 to 30, but it's good, and the absorb health and blind is insane, because then the target can't hit you back, right? I don't know where I got this this Blackhand's dagger, but I feel like this would also be extremely strong. Absorb health is stronger than lightning, right? Like if we're looking at comparing the damage, I'd rather have 10 to 25 points of absorb health every second for 30 seconds than just to hit somebody once for, 30 lightning damage. Also, it's healing me, and then the target is blinded, so they aren't hitting me. They literally just, they'll swing and they'll swing and they'll swing. So although I do think this is maybe a bit of a step down in individual damage per swing, I think that the Blackhand's dagger is probably a little bit stronger than the Fang. Don't hate me. Is it left or right? It's right. The only part about using that that's annoying is that I have to get my 146 back afterwards. Damn, I'm getting unlucky. 145, it's close. 143, that's the worst possible roll it could have been. $144. Oh my god. I'm dying. I think maybe 145 is actually the best we can get. I think I'm missing a point for something else. Yeah. Alright, good enough. So we got our gloves down. We can put our fang down here too. Probably next to Maroon's razor. I think we're done with it. But it was fun. I enjoyed using it. And now we can put some of our stuff away. And I think we're going to have to take our own cup, unfortunately, from our Daedric Shrine, because I was not able to find one there. I don't think we really have anything else to put down. We didn't get hit very much in that dungeon, which is kind of wild. Also, one of the things I think we should maybe start doing is just make like a pile of skulls in the corner. Because why not? Alright, and cup. House Daggeth cup. Oh man, it looks so cool on my shrine. We're gonna have to replace it at some point, guys. I'm sure we'll be in another 6th house base at some point. But I just didn't find one in Kogaroon. I couldn't find it anywhere. Or maybe that's the one from Kogaroon. I don't know. Maybe he'll let me keep it. Maybe I just have to show him these 3 things and he'll be like, oh yes, you're fucking amazing. You did everything we wanted you to.
Where would you like to go? We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
There we go. Sometimes it'll let me like chain jump on the water. I don't know why. Just won't. Like right now. I'm hitting spacebar, but it won't let me jump. But if I stop moving, I can jump. But you really need to time the jump like perfectly to allow you to like skip over the water. Imagine going to the guy and saying like, but can I keep the cup, please? It's a cool cup! It was part of the feng shui of my Daedric shrine in my house. He needs to understand feng shui, right? Although I've seen his yurt, and maybe he does not understand feng shui. Maybe he's going to look at that request and be like, what's with this fucking weird outlander who thinks they're the Nerevar that wants to keep their cup? But yeah, I think I should be able to keep the cup. I'm just saying. The shield, I don't even want. And look, what is this shield? Restore fatigue, invisibility. It's a pretty strong shield. Couldn't care less about the shield. I just want the cup. It looks good in my house. I'm impressed. These 3 tokens you have brought me. You may keep them. Boom! Who gets to keep the cup? This guy gets to keep the cup. That's for you, Darjel. Cool. You have passed the warrior's test, and I will give you the secret of the 3rd trial. In caverns dark, Azura's eye sees and makes to shine the moon and star. This is the 3rd vision, and you must go to the Cavern of the Incarnate, a place sacred to Azura, and look for the moon and star. The secret of the Cavern of the Incarnate is set in a riddle. It probably opens at a certain time of day, right? The eye of the needle lies in the teeth of the wind. The mouth of the cave lies in the skin of the pearl. The dream is the door, and the star is the key. This riddle is wisdom's test. Take counsel of the wisdom of the tribes, and you shall find the way. Seek the cavern of the incarnate, gain the moon and star, and bring it to Nabani Mesa. Take with you my blessing and the blessing of the tribe. This one will keep moon sugar in it. Shocked. Malipu Ataman's Belt. Restore health, fortify agility. Honestly, I guess it's not terrible. It's 60 points of health. Let's ask the wise woman if she knows where Azura's cavern is, because I don't know, and I feel like I'm going to spend 20 minutes looking for it. The star is Azura. Azura's star appears in the sky only at the magical hour between day and night, at dawn and twilight. Okay, so I was right. Just like the other door, it only opens at like 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. But that doesn't help me find... The star is the key, Azura's star. Then the door is only seen at dawn and dusk, and the star is the key that opens it. Okay. So that doesn't help me. I already figured that. I need to know where the place is. Hey, you look like you know stuff. Eye of the Needle. This token of our tribe, Malipu Ataman's Belt, is proof of Sul-Matul's blessing. Let me think. Perhaps you mean in the Needle? It is a tall rock column in the Valley of the Wind. I have slept beneath it once or twice. The Valley of the Wind is a valley on the northeast slopes of Red Mountain. The entrance to the valley is marked by Aaron's teeth, 2 tall rock spears. So I passed by a Dwemer ruin, and then I passed by a Daedric ruin, and then I turned south. Shit. Oh, he did talk about that, didn't he?
I'm listening. It is such an honor to meet you.
Okay, wait, tell me again. There it is. So past Zergonapal, turn south, and I think I have that on my map. I do. So it's right, it's in here somewhere. Wow, that's pretty far. Okay. Morning exercise is done, now back to work. Being your own boss is fun. Yeah, I'm kind of jealous of that. I work 12-hour overnight shifts, I'm definitely not my own boss. Be nice if I was. I see something cool here. I feel like I'm gonna have to kill half the countryside getting to this place, though. Well, yeah. I make an absurd amount of money at my job, which is why I still work there. If I didn't, I wouldn't. Malakath. This is an orc stronghold. Valenbarian. Oh, wow. Grand Master Alchemy equipment. Oh, shit. No. No. How much was that worth? 1,600. Oh, shit.
Go away.
When's the last time I saved? I didn't know there was anybody in there. Oh, it hasn't really been that long. Oh yeah, we'll just go back to this autosave. It was a second ago when I rested. Yeah, there's the place. Okay. I didn't know that there was a person standing in there. I just saw Grandmaster Alchemy equipment. I'm like, fuck yes. I think that's the Grandmaster Alchemy trainer from Morrowind. I think that's her. I think she's the one with the 100 skill that you can train all the way up to 100. Yeah, in the United States, it's hard to do that, right? So if you don't want to put parcels on the conveyor belts, you're homeless and you starve. We don't have as good of social safety nets, you know? If you're capable of working, if you're not like, you know, blind or you have, you know, no arms or something like that, you're expected to. Getting some kind of welfare or disability payments or something like that, if you don't have, like, a disability that precludes you from being able to work, it's not a thing. And although some people want to claim certain mental illnesses like ADD or anxiety or depression or something are you know, strong enough arguments to live on a quote-unquote welfare, it's very hard in most states to get approved for those kind of things. So yeah, we don't have the luxury of deciding I'll just stay home and get paid. Here we have to work. Yeah, she's the Grandmaster Alchemist. Oh, she kinda cute. How you doing? Damn, girl! She sells all of her Grandmaster equipment, which is pretty cool. And yeah, she trains alchemy. I can teach nothing more about that skill. That's right, because I have 100 skill. But yeah, no, I think she's it. I think she's the max alchemy trainer for the game.
What was that about?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, in the United States, the thought is, and I don't agree with this, but this is the general consensus in the US, is that if we give people welfare until they get a job, most of them would not get a job. A lot of the jobs we have here are pretty shitty. You know, they pay very small amounts of money, and welfare actually pays more than most of the lower paying jobs here do. So it's sometimes referred to as a welfare trap, where you lose money by going to work. By being home with the rent they pay and the food they pay and the disability payments and SSI and everything else that they pay, you actually make more than you would working 40 hours a week at a lot of the lower, more entry-level jobs in society. So the argument is, why would I get a job? Why would I go to work 40 hours a week to make less than I could make not working at all? So no, it's hard. It's hard here. The only real surefire way to get that kind of assistance in the US is to be a single mother. Which causes its own problems. There's its own perverse incentives there. But yeah, if you're a woman without a man or a husband and you have a bunch of kids or something at home, you can usually get that kind of assistance here. But other than that, no. If you're an able-bodied man, no. You gotta work, or you're gonna be living under a bridge somewhere. I've heard it called the dole as well. I think Britain calls it the dole, which would make sense because you guys are pretty closely intertwined still with the old British way of doing things. Yeah, the United States is pretty far behind with some of our social welfare programs. But dude, this country is fucked, especially when it comes to class consciousness. The elites, the capital class, the people who own everything, all of the billionaires, right? They've been very successful at getting the American people to fight about identity, to fight about race, to fight about gender, sexuality, religion. We fight each other about these identity things, and we ignore the class war that we're losing. we are powerfully losing the class war, but as long as we're fighting race wars and gender wars and sexuality wars and religious wars, we're not looking upwards, right? If they can keep the poor and the middle class of the United States at each other's throats about these kind of identity differences, we're not all bonding together in unity to go after the capital class and take back the means of production, take back living wages, those kind of things. And yeah, it's been very successful. About 90% of US media is owned by billionaire investors, and they've done a very good job about making Americans hate each other based on petty things, so that we don't unify together to demand better salaries, better working conditions, better union protections, better maternity leaves, better welfares, universal health care. I mean, all of these things that a lot of other societies benefit from that we just can't seem to get here in the United States. Because we've been very successfully propagandized into fighting about identity issues rather than class issues. And we still are. as is evidenced from our last presidential election, where identity politics once again ruled the day. Sad. Sad to watch. Fortunately, I'm very comfortable. I'm a doctor. I have a doctorate in pharmaceutical sciences. I'm board certified. I have a master's in business administration. I'm super educated, and I do clinical consulting work for long-term care facilities, so I work as a healthcare professional. I do very well. And my girlfriend of 12 years, she works in finance. She does fraud analytics and stuff for a major banking institution. So between the two of us, we make an outrageous amount of money, and we don't have children. I own this house, you know, so I don't have a whole lot of payments. So we do fine, we do well, but a lot of Americans aren't. They're struggling, and instead of unifying together to try to fight for better wages and better social safety nets, they vote on stupid things like transgender bathrooms and abortion rights. And I wouldn't necessarily, I guess those aren't stupid things, but I feel like we have bigger fights right now. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't want to get controversial. I don't want to get political on stream. Not what people watch streams for. But, well, what you're experiencing, Darjol, would not happen in the United States, at least not broadly. Well, elections are supposed to be boring, Mogadon. Politics is supposed to be boring. I want my politics to be boring. I want it to be old, intelligent people fighting about gross domestic product and inflation rates and high-frequency trading on the stock market. I'd like our elections and our politics to be boring. I think it's extremely embarrassing that our politics feel more like a reality TV show than they do like actual politics. It's a fucking shame that our politics aren't boring. I think these are the teeth. I yearn for the day where our politics are boring again. I don't know if we'll ever see it, but I hope someday we do. This is that ancestral tomb he was talking about. Yeah. Yeah, we can go inside if you want to. See if we can get in some trouble in here. Might be something good. It was mentioned by a quest giver, so maybe there's something interesting in there. So far, no. Oh, I crit that Bone Lord. Get fucked. Sometimes there's gems in the urns. I don't really want to check all of them, though. Oh, locked, huh? That's annoying. I don't think my spirit knife hit him. It did. That one did. Dead. Expensive ring. Well, this was kind of a boring tomb, gotta say. Not a whole lot happening in this one. Pretty small. Look at this guy making his way downtown. Walking fast. Face is past and he's homebound. So it's gotta be up here somewhere. And the door is only visible at dawn and dusk. I just looked behind me. I didn't see anything. It's Meatsy. He's back. The sun and the ghost gate. It's a striking combination. I'm gonna go to the top of this, I guess. Oh, is this it? This is it!
In the dawn hour under Azura's star, the door is opened.
I guess that counted as dawn. And I gotta say, Darjol, I'm looking at it. Doesn't look like a Khajiit. I don't know what to tell you. It's canon. She's some kind of, I don't know, Mer. She looks kind of elven to me. Azura, my beloved, doesn't look like a Khajiit, brother. Do you think that this is just night elf or dark elf propaganda? Is that what this is? You think it's just Dunmeri propaganda? They're rewriting history. Azura is Khajiiti, but they wrote her in as Dunmer. I mean, this is kind of creepy, honestly. I don't love it. Oh shit, there's a ring. Moon and star. Okay, cool. Fortify personality and speechcraft. I'm gonna need that if we're gonna become Hortator. The skooma he's hallucinating. Ah, that's kind of a cool ring, I guess.
Nerevar
Whoa.
reborn, incarnate. Your first 3 trials are finished. Now 2 new trials lie before you. Seek the Ashlander Ashcans and the Great House Councillors. 4 tribes must name you Nerevarine. 3 houses must name you Hortator. My servant, Nabane Mesa, shall be your guide. And when you are Hortator and Nerevarine, when you have stood before the false gods and freed the heart from its prison, heal my people and restore Morrowind. Do this for me, and with my blessing.
Damn. Talk about a skooma hallucination. In the mod, her physical appearance is Khajiit, although I would believe the Dunmer make their own interpretation as statues. Their own interpretation. Whoa, hey, look, cool. So these are all these dead people, huh? Now I can see them. Peak Star! No shit. People were talking about you earlier. Welcome, Incarnate, Moon and Star, Reborn, Hortator, Nerevarine. Goddamn, I'm like Khaleesi, man. I have titles for days. I have to introduce myself with like 4 sentences now. Mourner of the Tribe Unmourned. Redeemer of the false gods. I am Peak Star. I was not the one, but I wait and hope. Ask and I shall answer, if wisdom guides me. I was not the one. I am a failed incarnate, so are all those who remain here with me in the Cavern of the Incarnate. I survived the Blight, but I fell in battle with an ash vampire. I could not master the arts of war, nor could I learn the ways of the great houses. They would not have accepted me as Hortator. Take these few things, they are of no use to me. Embroidered belt and travel-stained pants. Dude, wipe your ass. She just gave me some shit-stained pants. Thank you, Peak Star. Interesting. So she survived the Blight, which is interesting because I thought nobody survived the Blight. So she was also, maybe she went to Divith Fear too and got a potion or something. But then she got her cheeks clapped by an ash vampire. Yeah, the Architect. He was the best part of that movie. Okay, Anateria. Tell me your story. I was a holy crusader of the temple in the golden era of the Tribunate. I contributed substantially to the writings that were later suppressed by the temple and now would be called Apocrypha. I followed the tribunal unquestioningly, to my regret. I never believed in the Nerevarine prophecies until it was too late. Take my humble possessions. I got a mace and a book. In lore, beliefs do have power, so all interpretations of Age or Daedra could be true at the same time. Black. Okay. Oh, look at this guy. He's cool. Yeah, he's badass. He's got like one eye and shit. His name is Arur Dawn. That's a cool name too. What's your story? I saw Morrowind fall to the Emperor. I lived through the humiliation of the surrender, swore hatred and vengeance against Imperial and Tribunal alike for their betrayals. In later years I despaired and turned to Red Mountain, where I grew old and died fighting the Blight and Red Mountain monsters. Take my weapons and armor. I have no further use of them. Damn, bitter much? What kind of spear did this guy give me? Eridon's spear. 5 to 13? Bruh. How do you give me this trash? This absolute fucking garbage. I'm going to throw this right on the fucking floor at your feet. How you doing? I lived in the late years of the Tribunate, and behind the scenes, I helped us demoralize, then repel the Akaviri invaders. Good, fuck 'em. I knew nothing of the Nerevarine or Dagathur until I took refuge with the Ashlanders. I died a fool, trying to loot ruined Kolgaroon. Here, take these. Maybe there's something in the world life left worth stealing. Master Lockpick, Master Probe. Thank you, you gave me something fucking useful. I appreciate it, and I probably saw your corpse somewhere in Kolgaroon. Alright, Kanoon Chadala. Tell my story. I was an Ashkan. I led my people against the Akaviri while the Cyrodiil dogs fled before them like Kagudi. I quested deep into the strongholds in Red Mountain, cleansing the unclean things in their own blood. Wow, this dude's metal. I did not heed the counsel of the women, and to my shame, I craved glory, but never saw my real enemies. My axe and boot are yours. With my blessing. Kanoon Chadala's axe. Alright, let's take a look at these axes. Oh, it's a glass axe. This is way better than that bullshit spear this guy just gave me. 1 to 33. Fortify attack? Like Mafala's skill? Okay. Your boots sort of suck, bro. But you know what? The axe is dope. AshCon is Morrowind's Comic Con. Welcome, Incarnate. I am Hort Led. I was not the one. I died 400 years ago, in the last days of turmoil and unrest after the Empire came to Morrowind. I was a thinker and not a doer. And though I was marked by the stars, I was not a hero. Take these things of mine, my bones won't complain. Sithis has been added to your inventory. Hort Led's robe has been added. Okay. Hail Sithis. Let's look at this robe. Hort Led's robe. Turn on dead and shield. It's actually kind of shaman-y. A little bit. It doesn't jive with my pauldrons. It doesn't jive with my pauldrons or my helmet. Yeah, it's pretty shaman-y. I like my MC Hammer strafe. Can't touch this. Can't touch this. But yeah, not bad. Not bad. My poor armor rating gets shit on, and I lose like 5 intellect. I can make you this one with conceal armor. You could. You could. Okay, so now what? Okay. Nabani Mesa shall be my guide, so I gotta head back to her, I guess. Okay. Let's recall. Can't scratch this. I generally... So here's a question for you guys. First person or third person Elder Scrolls? Which do you prefer? I clearly prefer first person, but I know a lot of people prefer to play in third person. That's a pretty common thing. Especially Morrowind with the janky animations and everything. First, okay. All correct answers so far. Darjol, are you a first-person enjoyer? Or am I going to judge you? I'm already a little judging you for your Khajiit Azure, so answer carefully. First person. Darjol does admire themselves occasionally. It's easier in some of the other games to admire oneself. Alright, Shadow Shield, Cuirass, awful boots, pretty awful mace, pretty dope axe, TBH, travel-stained pants, although they do have a nifty levitate on them. We got several belts we can toss now. Moon and Star, which I should maybe even keep on me. I don't know if I'm supposed to. I don't know if that's important. I got my cup, so we can put that back, because that's super important. That's priority numero uno. I wonder if this book is a skill book. It is, but I think we've already read it. Oh, there we go. Alright, all is right with the world now. I was worried there for a second, without my cup. Sithis, I Hermamora, Alta Doom, Pad Home, Lacan, I don't know what we just summoned. Maybe Sithis. I guess that's about it that we need to take off. Everything else looks pretty good. How close are we to leveling? 4? Alright, we got a ways to go. Although I should go train my enchanting. So back to Nabisi Mesa, maybe. You were judging me? For your Khajiit Azura? Maybe. I think conceptually it works. She's just, as far as I know, never in anything would be considered canon been depicted as a Khajiit. I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe they're formless. I think it is kind of silly that a lot of artwork and sculptures depict them as some kind of mare, right? Who's to say? As far as I know, wasn't there only one mortal that ascended to godhood? The Nord? So they probably aren't mare at all. How do we know what they're like? Maybe that's just the appearance that they take when they come down. I think in later games, Shiggorath, like, kind of shows himself to you, and he looks fairly human, even. Yeah, maybe she made the Khajiit in her own image. I don't think it's really that far-fetched. My mysticism has gone all the way up to 42, almost exclusively on the back of Recall. I wonder if there's like a stat that could show me how many times I've recalled in the playthrough.
You seem like that.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make a detour, and we're going to train our enchanting up a bunch. Because there's really no other realistic way to level it. It's very hard to level. We could still mess with the Staff of Magnus and Azura Star and just try to spam cast the staff and then refill the Azura Star with high level enemies and recharge the staff and spam cast it, but it just seems like such a nightmare to me. I also don't think it'll be very effective, but I suppose if we wanted to do this a more legitimate way, we could technically use the Staff of Magnus. But I'm thinking what would be even better is if we just train it. Although we're at such a high level now that it's relatively difficult to train. Yes. In Daggerfall, she was a thirst trap. Have you guys ever seen the opening video to Daggerfall, by the way? Because it's fucking hilarious. They didn't even really have like enough money to hire like actual actors, so like a couple of people in the video were just programmers at the time that had like beards, and they're like, hey you, hold this torch in this video. It's 100% live action because there was no like animation or anything back then. It's priceless. I love it. I almost feel like they should go back to that. Now, I think it was the 2015 Need for Speed remake, they did all live-action videos. Everything is actually captured with real actors and actresses, which I thought was really cool as I was playing through it. But you don't see that very often. What? I am very paralyzed. Oh my god. Wow, okay. What the hell? We'll cast a greater renew if we can. Oh, speak of the devil. Okay, the greater renew worked. Let's go ahead and cast a healing wave. Healing wave worked. Let's go ahead and poison one of these guys. He's poisoned to shit. He's dead. Let's... lesser weakness. Electrocute. Minor renew ourselves. Wow. That was a bad place to rest. Shit. I thought I'd just gain some endurance back so we could go up to our enchanting place, but we got ganked by 2 Dark Brotherhood assassins and they meant fucking business. They paralyzed me forever. The only reason I got out of the paralysis is their adamantium jink blades ran out of charge. Holy crap. That was a disaster. Where's the other one? With this tall grass, it's hard to find him. I think he died over here somewhere. Something else is after me now. Holy crap, I'm surprised we survived that. And that's with an outrageous amount of health, too. Like, if we had any less health, we'd be dead there. That was sketch, man. Yeah, I couldn't find it. It's over there somewhere. Hey, the Grey Count. You know, I haven't seen you in chat in a long time, Grey Count. Welcome aboard. Happy to have you back. You know, when you make a character that's as absolutely outrageously tanky and beefy as this one, you aren't expecting to get ganked by 2 assassins and almost just absolutely murdered without you being able to press a button. And yet, we almost just got murdered without being able to press a button. Those Dark Brotherhood assassins are brutal. And I don't know why I'm starting to see them again. I think maybe it's because now I'm starting to get through the main quest a little bit more, and that's what triggered them to start coming back out. Because there was a long time where I wasn't getting molested by these guys at all. And now, out of nowhere, in a field, these 2 guys ganked me and almost killed me. Yikes. We had to drink one of my health potions, we had to use 2 different healing over time spells. Brutal. I didn't have a good time. Alright, so we gotta go through Endarian to the absolutely batshit and crazy Master Enchanter at the end of it. Oh, a hunger, of course, of all things. Like my least favorite things to fight. I absorbed that. He missed me with that one. Dead. So maybe that's it. Maybe now that I've done 3 of the trials and I'm like officially the Nerevarine or whatever, maybe that's the difference. And that's why they're suddenly appearing. Look how static this sleeve is. This robe sleeve. There's like no physics on this thing at all. It's solid. I look like Mega Man or something. Like I'm about to shoot a frickin' plasma coil out of it. Need to stop by a tailor, get this thing adjusted. Yeah, you must be right. I think talking to Azura and getting the Moon and Star Ring is probably what has now triggered the assassination attempt, so we're gonna have to watch out for that. We're gonna have to be ready. We're gonna have to sleep with one eye open. Like we're in Brisbane. So let's use Mafala's skill. And then we'll use Soul Drinker. We'll get the crit. We'll Poison Flask her. And then I think she will dispel herself. We got her. She didn't get a chance to dispel herself. And there it is, Golden Saint. So we got another Shield of Light. Interesting. So we got another max soul gem that we can use for constant effect enchantment, if we so desire, of course. We're gonna have to levitate back up, I think. Oh yeah, wow. Okay, game doesn't like that. Oh, we gotta go all the way back? Son of a bitch. Azura will protect Darjol. Khajiit sleeps well under the stars. I don't know, man. Those Dark Brotherhood dudes. They mean business. Those Jink Blades, those adamantium Jink Blades are brutal. And they never miss. They gotta have like 80, 90 skill with shorthand or short blade. Because they just fuck, man. Every swing is just boom, 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 just damage. And they're poisoning you and you're paralyzed. Christ. Let's hit this Dremora from downtown. He shields himself. Oh, that whiffed. Wow, I just fucking missed with that. Just flat out. Got him. He has an ebony spear. Not bad, not bad. 5 to 32. Okay, now we need Calm Humanoid. And let's try to sneak up on him so he doesn't silence us. Because if he hits us with the 180 no-scope silence, then we can't calm him and things get real awkward. We'll go ahead and save here. Got him. Train me in enchanting, please.
Beg for mercy, snowman!
What does he mean by snowman?
You haven't a chance against me. Beg for mercy, snowman!
Well, what have we here? Interesting.
Okay, now we can get out. You can train from an NPC in a dungeon because you friended him. Oh, my sweet summer child, Mogodan. There are quite a few tricks in Morrowind for you to do things. Unfortunately, because the developers of this game hate us, they made the Master Enchanting Trainer at the end of a fucking dungeon, and he's hostile. So if you want to train your enchanting past, I think, 58 or something is the second highest level trainer. If you want to train your enchanting past 58, you've got to go to Telesinaro or whatever. You have to get teleported to a Daedra dungeon. You have to clear the whole thing, and obviously it's leveled. There's Dremora and Golden Saints and shit inside. And then you have to charm him with a charm spell that you have to be able to cast, and it has to be of sufficient level. And then you can train, and you have to recharm him every time. But he's actually pretty nasty. He's a high-level spellcaster himself, so he can just kill you. He's got a fireball that does like 80 damage. He also has a silence spell, which is super nasty. Because if he hits you with the silence, then you can't charm him. And now you just have to run around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying not to get one-shot by his casting, so that you can charm him again. And restoration in Oblivion is particularly brutal. So the way Oblivion works, leveling your spells, is it's not based on potency, it's based on number of casts. And so you can compare all the different schools, how many casts you have to go through to get from, like, say, 15 skill up to 100 skill. Conjuration is only about 2,500 casts, it's not that bad. Alteration is about 7,000 casts. Do you know how many times you have to cast a restoration spell in Oblivion to go from level 15 to 100? Almost 19,000. You have to cast 19,000 healing spells to max level restoration. It's brutal. So not only did they hide the Restoration Master Trainer behind some bullshit, but it's also by far the hardest skill in the game, I'd say, excuse me, to organically level. Yep, no, that's some bullshit too. Although I gotta say, this Master Enchanter in Morrowind is, it's not fun. They did us dirty with this one. That Alchemy Master Trainer that we just found too is in the middle of nowhere. At least she's not hostile, but she's like right here. If you want to train that. And the Marksmanship one is at the top of one of these strongholds also. It might even be Berendis, I'm not sure which one it is. But the Marksmanship Master Trainer is in a very hostile area, although they're not hostile themselves. But yes, the Master Enchanter Trainer, that's a pain. You have to have your illusion skill up pretty high because you have to be able to charm them. Now there is an old trick, and I tried it here. You see this spell here that's called Level Enchanting? At the bottom you can see Drain Enchant 60 points for 10 seconds on self. This is really important. The only way you can learn this is by spellcrafting, and first you need to learn this spell called Scourge Blade that only 2 people in all of Morrowind train. If you can learn Scourge Blade, that teaches you how to do drain skills. And then you can make a spell that drains enchant on yourself. And when you cast this, your enchanting skill goes down that many points, and then theoretically you're supposed to be able to train with any enchanting trainer, because instead of training 81, I'd only be training 21. So I made this spell expecting this to work, and it doesn't, because one of the 200 mods that I have has patched this out, and it probably should be patched out, to be honest. But that was a surprise to me. That's why I frickin' made the spell. I'm like, oh, enchanting's gonna be easy. I'll just make this spell and I can easily level enchanting. Fucking no. I've got to haul my ass up to middle of nowhere Teleserrano or whatever, and command Humanoid, the Master Trainer. Pain in the ass. Yeah, the code patch patches out some of the things that I liked about Morrowind Jank. There are some things that I'm glad they patch, but that's one of the things they patched that I wasn't expecting them to do that. And that sucked. So, yeah, whenever I want to train enchanting, I have to go all the way up there, which is real annoying. Okay, we can, let's save real quick, and we can sleep, but I'm half expecting us to get brutally ambushed again by the Dark Brotherhood. However, here's the fun part. In this Mages Guild in Balmora, they don't spawn on you. They spawn up here, next to the enchanting vendor,
I have a feeling
Galbadir.
you and I are about to become very close.
And Galbadir is also a snack in this patch. I'm not sure why they made her so hot. Anyway, they spawn right here. So if you sleep all the way down here in this bed, and they do spawn to come kill you, you're not immediately paralyzed like the moment you fucking wake up getting beat on by these guys. They have to run all the way down, which gives you time to maybe put a healing over time spell on yourself, or to hit them with some spell casts, or to do something to prepare yourself. So when the Dark Brotherhood attacks, this is one of the reasons I use this as my mark spot, because if I sleep in this bed, pretty easy to handle. We'll go ahead and do that real quick. There you go. You'll awake, you hear something, and sense a presence nearby. Now I actually think this is an Ash Slave. Yeah, not the Dark Brotherhood. I don't want to hit the trainer who's right near him. Okay, had to kind of thread the needle there. And now we gotta go upstairs and make sure that they're not here. And they're not. We're good. But that's an advantage to sleeping here, in my opinion. Ajira is harder. 0 fucks given by the rest of the guild. They don't care. Yeah. Oh, let's go ahead and dispose that guy. Ajira, over here?
Ocean today?
Are you down bad for Ajira? Like, okay. So we're talking, here's a Jira, 5 foot, 85 pounds, looks like a fucking sewer rat, right? Has no personal hygiene. Look at those fingernails. It's fucking disgusting. And she dresses like a librarian. Awful. Like absolute no riz at all. Her drip is terrible, as the kids would say. And then fucking Galbadir.
Hail, friend.
Look
My
at
finest
Galbadir.
magics are at your disposal.
Look at Galbadir. She's hot as hell. She's got freckles. She's got like the extravagant fucking robe on. Her hair's all done up. She's got like butterflies in it and shit. Bro.
What was that?
Tell me you're a furry without telling me you're a furry. Also, her hair is actually kind of interesting. If there was a Mara's amulet in this game. A Nasi. Oh, okay, okay. You got taste. She's a Thieves Guild, right?
Well, I find myself in pleasant company. Please share your thoughts.
To what do I owe this pleasure?
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
You don't need to be in the guild to do requests. Oh, really? Like the diamond she wants you to steal and all that kind of stuff? Man, it is a lot of walking. Is this where we're supposed to be going? Yeah, it's where I'm supposed to be going. Also, while you're here, Mogadon, I think you remember, but I'll show you this too. Resist Magicka 100% for 2 seconds on self. Open your inventory. Put on the Boots of Blinding Speed. And then run wherever you want to go 10 times faster without being blinded. Mildly exploitative. It's a little cheap, so I try not to do it very often, but it works for situations like this where I have to run all the way back to the Ursulaku camp. You can just lockpick into her house, and it's a safe sell to store stuff. Oh, Ravir, too, in Balmora. I like him because he sells like the Demon Tonto and the Demon Spear, which are game-changing for like level 1, right? But also his house is... What the fuck? His house is a great starter player house. Of course, Ravir can't be alive for this to happen, so... Blood for the blood god. Squatter's rights or something. Better than just running with the map open, which is what I was doing. Yeah, back in the old days, that's what I did, because I wasn't smart enough to fucking figure this out. So, yeah, if I used the Boots of Blinding Speed, I just had the map, I'm like squinting at the map, and when I hear me like collide with something, I try to like strafe out of the way. That's what I did. Those were the old
May
days.
you find me worthy of your attention.
Okay, I am concerned. Why have you not fulfilled the prophecies of the Nerevarine? Have you done something wrong? Have you forgotten your destiny? I have heard that the leader of the temple, a man named Tholar Saryani, is desperate and asks that you come speak with him at the High Fane in Vivek City. Please, if there is some problem, go to Saryani. Perhaps there is still hope. I don't think there's a problem. What are you talking about? In times of great danger, the 4 Velasi tribes unite under a single war leader. If you can prove to the Urshulaku, Ahamusa, Zenaib, and Urabanimsum tribes that you are the Nerevarine, these are some words, man, and that the tribes must unite against the threat of the 6th house, then each Ashkan will declare you Nerevarine and war leader of all tribes. You must go to all tribal Ashkans, but first go to Sulmatul, who is your friend, and who will surely grant you the honor. Yes, ma'am. This is a pronunciation workshop, guys. Whole fucking thing is a tongue twister.
Please join me.
I don't know where to begin. It is such an honor to meet you.
Good. First, I would give you warning. When you are called Nerevarine, the word must spread, and many must hear. Your enemies will hear, and come seeking your blood. And such friends as you may have among the great houses, those who heed the words of the temple, they may forget their love for you. If you have business with the people of the houses in the temple, you may wish to conduct that business first, before you are named Nerevarine. Already done. I'm the top of both of them. Second, I tell you, seek the counsel of the wise woman, Nabani Mesa, for you are an outlander, and ignorant of the ways of our people. Nabani Mesa can tell you of the other tribes, of their ways, and of their Ashkans. If you do not know these things, you will make many mistakes and waste precious time. That is my counsel. Now, if you wish to be named Urshalaku Nerevarine, we may speak of these things. Imagine if you just walked up to somebody in like a grocery store and you said Urshalaku Nerevarine. They'd have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. What if you named your kid Urshalaku Nerevarine Mogadon? That's their name. Very well, you wish to be called Nerevarine. I know you, and am disposed to do so. But first, we must speak of need and duty. God damn. Darjol does find Galbadir to be a snack too, though. Perhaps this one will invite her to Darjol's Lalu Manor harem. My next cat will be Urshalaku Nerevarine Mogadon. My current cat is named Farah, because she has rust coloration under her eyes. But we did have a cat named Hennessy Irish Whiskers. And you had to use the whole name. You couldn't just call her Hennessy. It was Hennessy Irish Whiskers. Alright, what of need and duty? Need. Know the words of the prophecies. The curse of Dagath-ur and the sixth house threatens our land. The false gods lie and offer false hope of protection. You bear the moon and star. Azura's hand is upon you. These are the proofs you must show to all people. Okay, what is the duty? You shall be Nerevarine of all the tribes, and Hortator of all the great houses. You shall eat the sin of the unmourned house, and free the false gods. You must defeat the sixth house, Dagath-ur. You must free the tribunal from their curse. This is the burden of prophecy. This shall be your duty, as Urshalaku Nerevarine, the name of Mogadon's next cat. Alright, so now what? So now we go to Sarioni in the temple. We've already met him before. In fact, I think we even have a key to his place. Yes, so we go to Sarioni. Cassius Curio, the bisexual king, though. Dude, seriously, he can get some. I don't know of a player that would play Morrowind and go, you know who I don't want a piece of? The Shirtless Wonder himself. Caius Cosatus. You probably mean Caius Cosatus, if I had to guess, right? Or do you mean Cassius Curio? I think you mean Caius Cosatus, though. Maybe you don't. Maybe I'm just unfamiliar with Cassius Curio and have to be reminded. Alright, so I guess we recall back. Oh, we can talk to the wise woman first. Maybe she can tell us a little bit about the other tribes.
I'm never too busy for good
Maybe she
talk.
can even mark them on our map. We have to take these boots off, too.
This one
is nuts.
honors us. Please.
Okay, so tell me
Speak.
about the Erebanimsum. Molag Amur. Don't waste your speech on the war cons. Okay, cool. What do you know of the Zenaib? The Velothi of the Zenaib tribe are sly and crafty. Their camp is in the interior of the Grazelands. I think I've gone there. Something about a Guar. And the Ahamusa. The Ahamusa of the Grazelands are mild and peace-loving. The wise woman of the Ahamasu, Sinamahu Mirpal, is also their Ashkan. 2 for 1. Alright, so let's go to Vivek. Let's take these boots off. Recall back. The Imperial Counselor of House Lalu. This one has a big portrait of him in the bedroom. Oh, he watches, huh? He is the one who watches. He is the watcher on the wall. Boom. Great. We'll go to Vivek. And do we have that key? The Archcanon's private key. I think it's that one. So we have to go all the way to the south, huh? Also, earlier we were talking a little bit about atmosphere and how pretty Morrowind is as compared to Oblivion, but look at the cantons of Vivec, right? Like, it's just gorgeous. There's nothing in Oblivion that's as striking as this. Whether it's just atmospherically or topographically, like, or even how unique it is, right? When you see this, you know exactly what it is. I could take screenshots all over Oblivion that you wouldn't necessarily be able to say, oh, that's Oblivion, unless it was like an ALID structure or something in it. But this is clearly the cantons of Vivec. And that's something I think we lose in future Elder Scrolls games, that Morrowind has in spades. The sunrise over Vivec is just gorgeous. Let's save, so if we crash on this jump, we're good. We didn't. We made it. We survived. I love all the water that like comes out of the cisterns and just flows everywhere. It's so cool. It kind of defies gravity a little bit, but you know, fair enough. Solitude is kind of striking though from certain angles. If you're kind of down underneath the city and it's got the great arch and you see like the ocean beneath it, Solitude can be pretty, I suppose. But it's not nearly as cool as like Vivec lore-wise or anything. Like Vivec is majestic. Solitude is, I suppose, cool. And what's the one? I don't even remember it. What's the one that's like the Dwarven city, the Dwemer city? It's all the way to the west, near the Reach. I forget the name of it. But that one's kind of cool, too, especially modded. I like all the tapestries that hang and stuff. There he is. Thaler Sarioni.
May you find me.
Karth
worthy
Weston,
of
too, though.
your
4
dream.
houses in Skyrim, home of the Nords. It's a whole city. The Temple must protect the people from false doctrines, and your association with the Imperial Intelligence makes your motivations and integrity suspect. But we have reached a crisis with Dagathur. We can no longer defend the people against the awakened Sixth House. You and your prophecies may represent our last hope. Our situation is desperate, but I would rather have you hear the details of our situation and the circumstances leading up to that situation from Lord Vivec himself. He has asked to see you. Would you agree to a private meeting with him and hear in person what he has to say? Why, he wants to kill me a second time? Good. Here are 2 keys. One to the private back entrance to my quarters, the other to a locked entrance to Lord Vivec's palace. I regret that, at present, the Ordinators are not completely under my control, so for now, I'll ask you to avoid confrontations with them. Lord Vivec is expecting you. His lordship is remarkably patient, but perhaps it would be better not to keep him waiting. Is he? Is he remarkably patient? I think he's a cuck.
Though forbidden
Hey,
to some,
yo, it's Rabbit
not to
Frog,
you,
back
Adrian.
again. Were you guys able to, figure out the Morrowind multiplayer server business? I was wondering if you guys got that to
Though
work.
forbidden to some, not to you, Patriarch.
Yeah, cool. Oh, it's up here, right? I haven't gone here yet. This will be the first time in the playthrough that we've actually seen Vivec. Almost 90 hours into this playthrough, and we haven't come to him yet, I don't think. Go ahead and save real quick. There's the bastard himself.
I am Vivek, and I can answer all your questions.
Look at this motherfucker.
Yes, Incarnate. I am Vivek, and I can answer all your questions.
Okay, can you answer the question about how you
Yes,
fucking
Incarnate.
killed me last time
I
we
am
met?
Vivek, and I can answer all.
I kind of like how he's like half gold, half Dunmer. It's a cool aesthetic. I expected you. We have business. Yeah, he doesn't really let me ask much, does he? Normally I have to scroll through 15 pages of dialogue options, but Vivek is like, you're here to talk about one thing. When I was young, like you, I was very impatient, so I will keep our business short. Then, later, there may be time for other things. Yeah, wink wink. Are you really the head of the Quickie Mart?
It is lonely to be a god.
It is lonely to be a god. Yeah, well, I guess that. It's lonely at the top of back. Body paint, false Kim. By the way, you should accept my friend request. Did I not? I'll have to look after the stream. Sorry, I thought I went through and I accepted them all. I got Mitzi and I got Darjol. First, I propose to remove my curse upon the Nerevarine, end the persecution of the distant priests, and proclaim to all Morrowind that Jhakri is incarnate and Nerevarine, the prophesied savior of Morrowind, and the last hope to withstand the menace of Dagathur in the Sixth House. These things I will do, whether you wish it or not. Okay. What a time to grow some balls, 400 years after you cucked me. Next, I propose to surrender to you the power and responsibility of defeating Dagathur. You may choose to refuse. I will not compel you. You will receive the power as a gift in the form of an artifact called Wraithguard. You may accept the gift, then do with it as you will. You will receive the responsibility as an oath. You may give your oath, then keep it or break it as you like. First, will you accept Wraithguard as a gift? I think I can actually decline Wraithguard, and there's other ways to get a hold of Keening and Sunder, right? I'm not going to do that, but I do believe that without Wraithguard, there's still ways to get both of those. I'm going to accept. Good, sensible of you. And now, will you give your oath before all gods and men, before all spirits visible and invisible, before my honor and your honor, to dedicate yourself and Wraithguard to the defeat and destruction of Dagathur, and the preservation of Morrowind and its people? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. What should we say, guys? Should we agree? Because honestly, I think Dagathur makes some good points. Although he is currently trying to kill me, which is problematic.
It is lonely to
Let's
be a
wait.
god.
I'm gonna do this. How low does this go? Do that. I mean, he says he bit off the cock of Moloch Ball and used it as a spear. I've read through many of Vivek's 36 sermons, and I think 99% of them are bullshit. Now, I don't necessarily disbelieve that at one point he had Moloch Ball's cock in his mouth. That's probably true. I mean, look at the guy. But I don't think he bit it off and turned it into a spear. No. I will swear. Not very sensible, but very good. I was hoping for someone who would have no hesitations about making such an oath. You would now have a brief, momentary sensation of time passing. Don't be alarmed. You are being taken out of time in order to avoid the unpleasant experience of learning how to use Wraithguard. It will be over before... Boop. You know it. Now I will notify the temple that you are our champion. There shall be no more persecution of the distant priests, and I hope both sides shall swiftly be reconciled. I doubt that. We have time for questions if you like, or you may leave as you wish, but I think there are at least two things you ought to know before you leave. How to use Wraithguard, and how to defeat Dagathur. To defeat Dagathur, go to Red Mountain to recover the artifact hammer Sunder from the Gate Citadel Venminol. Then recover the artifact blade Keening from the Gate Citadel Odrossel. Then proceed with Wraithguard, Sunder, and Keening to the Citadel of Dagathur. Within the Citadel, find the Heart of Lorkhan. Use the 3 artifacts to sever Dagathur's connection to the Heart, and he will be destroyed. And the Blight ended on Morrowind. To destroy Dagathur, you must sever his connection with the Heart. To do this, strike the Heart with the artifact hammer Sunder once, then strike the Heart once more with the artifact blade Keening. You must wear Wraithguard, because you cannot handle either Sunder or Keening unless you are wearing it. That is the short, simple explanation. Here is the long, detailed explanation written down for your convenience. Read it, study it, commit it to memory. Okay. You need to know, where is Dagathur? What are Dagathur's plans? Who are Dagathur's servants? Who is Dagathur? What are Dagathur's powers? What is known about Dagathur's defenses? How can I prepare for battle against Dagathur? And who can help? Epic music sets in.
It is lonely to be a god.
Seven brothers. So those are the 7 curses of Dagathur. You can kill Vivek. I don't think, frankly, much happens. I think he's very hard to kill.
It is lonely to be a god.
Okay. So now what? Like, I guess I become Nerevarine first, right? The first course of action is probably going to each one of the Ashlander tribes and being named Nerevar. I think that's what... I mean, he's talking about just busting down the Ghost Gate, going up to get Keening and Sunder, and then just killing Dagathur. And I feel like that's a little premature. I think first I have to go to all the Ashlander tribes and have them name me Nerevarine. I think Vivek's getting a little ahead of himself. Actually, I believe we've finished our business. I will notify the temple that you are our champion. Ooh, bitter recriminations. Yeah, how about that? How about the time you killed me? You want to chide me. Why did I murder Nerevar? Yes. Why did I break my oath to Azura, to not use Kagnagrak's tools? Why did I cause others to suffer? Yeah, we did not murder Nerevar. The legend that we murdered Nerevar comes from a story told by a shield companion who lived among the Ashlanders. The Ashlanders have retained Alondro Sewell's account as part of their oral histories. The account is persuasive in some details, implausible in others, and in many cases false. I have 2 accounts of Nerevar's death here in my library. Read them and judge for yourself. Huh. I don't know. I think he killed Nerevar. I think he's full of shit. Why'd you break your oath? Along with Lord Nerevar and his insistence, Almalexia Sothicil and I swore before our god of oaths at the time, the Daedra Lord Azura, never to employ the tools of Kagnagrak for any purpose. We broke our oaths. We turned our backs on the old gods. I still see no compelling reason to worship any of the Aedra or Daedra, but for the respect I held for Nerevar and the respect I hold for myself, I should never have betrayed my oath. Okay, so now what? The game isn't doing a particularly good job of telling me where to go next. Like, I presume I need to go to the Ashlander camps, but can I just show up at one? Can I just travel to the Arabanim Sim camp or whatever and just say, hey, name me Nerevar, and then maybe they say, we have a trial for you, and then I pass that trial and then I'm get named? Because there's not a whole lot of stuff in my journal saying, okay, this is where you go next. Yeah, I must go to all the tribal Ashcans. Okay, so let's pick a tribe, guys. Which tribe are we going to first? Where are we headed?